Hi everyone, welcome to Art Club. I'm Miss Liz and this is Art Club from home, and today we are going to make really super cute monsters made of cardboard and yarn. This one has some horns, one eye, and a scary mouth. So if you registered for this program at the New Lenox Library, you will have already picked up your bag full of items. And if you're watching this video and you did not register, you can certainly follow along with any items that you have at home. This is definitely an easy one because all it takes is cardboard and some paper and something to color with, scissors and tape. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at our templates that we have in our bag. There's different ones that you can make. These are going to go onto your piece of cardboard. So in this video, I'm going to choose to do this one just because it has a little bit less things to cut around and it'll be a little quicker for our video. But you are welcome to use this one because I think this is a pretty exciting one and it's going to have lots of little edges to catch your yarn on. You also have in your kit different templates for eyes and horns and some mouths. Some are silly, some are scary. There we go. I kind of like this one up here with his tongue sticking out. And I even included one that is unicorn, because who doesn't love a unicorn? So let's go ahead and get started. This is just a fun, simple project. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to take our cardboard and whichever template we've decided on, and we're going to lay them together. And if you decided to make your own, that's great too. You don't have to use the template. And I'm going to use a pen and I'm going to trace these lines all along, and I'm going to press super hard so it gets a little indentation onto the cardboard. If you don't have a pen, you can use a pencil. I don't recommend using a super sharp pencil because you're just going to break the tip off. So let's get started. We will trace this on here. Press really hard. I'm pressing so hard I can almost hear the paper ripping. All right. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but I do have the indentation on there. So next up, you're going to need some scissors, and we're going to take our scissors and cut along the indentation that we made. If you're having trouble with this, ask a grown-up to help. This is a really thick piece of cardboard, and it might be a little difficult for some of our younger friends. So I'm just kind of cutting along, and then I'm going to come back and come in and cut this way. So these edges that we're cutting, that's what our yarn is going to stick on. If we didn't have these little edges, our yarn would just kind of fall right off our monster. All right, why don't you go ahead and finish cutting yours out and we'll check back in a moment. All right, there's what mine looks like. And next I'm going to take my ball of yarn and I'm going to tape on the yarn. You can also wrap it around once and tie it if you don't have any tape, but tape tends to work the best. And it's on there like that. And then we are going to take our yarn and we're going to wrap it around, and we're going to make sure that it goes into these little edges here. This is what holds it in place right here. And we are just going to keep wrapping it around and making a really neat design. And as you can see, some of my pieces are slipping right here because I don't have any of these jagged edges. So I'm gonna stop a moment and I'm gonna add a couple. And the way that I'm gonna do that is cut a triangle out. So just a really simple way. There. Now we haven't gone too far, so if you want to unwrap it, you can, or you can just kind of slide it over and have it go into that triangle. So we're just going to keep wrapping this around and see what we come up with. So you go ahead and finish wrapping that around. All right, so here's what I have so far. I didn't use all my yarn on there, but if you really want a furry monster, I recommend using all your yarn. And then I'm going to tape the extra on the back, just like I did in the beginning. And now I'm gonna take another color and I'm gonna go over it. But as I was putting the yarn on this one, I noticed that I have some blank spots here and here, and I think I'm gonna add a couple of those little cutouts right there for this next color. All right, just like that. So let's see, once we start adding our other color on, what it looks like. Well, that is looking pretty cute. What do you think? So you don't have to hold it. I just laid it on the table now. Depends on how big your hand is. If you have a big hand, you can hold it in your hand. Otherwise, you can just let it roll around the table. Beware, if you have a cat, it might want to grab a hold of it. All right, so I think mine looks pretty good like that. So I decided I'm not going to use the entire ball of yarn for that either. I will tape it on. All right, so let's go over this again. If you think that you would like a couple more spots that you would like your yarn to stick to, you just go ahead and add a couple more of these little triangle pieces, and that will be perfect for you. The next thing that we're going to do is create our face, and I think I'm gonna go with the unicorn. So I'm going to use crayons. Whatever you have at home, you can use crayons, you can use colored pencils, markers, and let's go ahead and start coloring. All right, I have colored in my unicorn horn and the ears. I've decided I'm not gonna use the flowers, and let's go ahead, get our stuff cut out, and then we will add the finishing touches to our little yarn monster. But I guess I'm not gonna call mine a yarn monster. I'm gonna call it a magical unicorn, or how about a magical yarn unicorn? There we go. Because this is gonna be too cute to call a monster. When you put these onto the yarn, you can use Elmer's glue or you can use tape. And I'm gonna use a little bit of tape for now, just so we can get this done. And I think I'm gonna tuck it in a little bit underneath this yarn. Like that. Now it just needs some eyes. And you can use the eyes that were included with the unicorn things. You can make your own. You can even make it a one-eyed unicorn if you like. There we go. What do you think? I think it needs a mouth. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here. I'm gonna try to figure out which mouth I wanna use and color that in. And there it is, my unicorn with its cute little mouth. Don't forget to send me your lovely yarn monsters so I can see what they look like. I hope you had fun making this project, and we'll see you soon at the library.